Every successful project, whether it's building a bridge or launching an app, it follows a journey. And that journey is the project lifecycle. It shows where a project begins and how it delivers value long after the team has packed up. It's a story of how an idea can be transformed into tangible and measurable success. So typically, in project lifecycle, there are three main phases. Number one, it's pre-project phase. Second, it's project phase. And finally, we have post-project phase. In pre-project phase, we do business analysis. Then in project phase, we go for initiation of the project, planning of the project, execution of the project, and finally closing the project. In post-project phase, we go for operations and maintenance. In business analysis, we develop business case to check the feasibility of the project and benefits management plan to ensure the project delivers value, not just outputs. Then, in operations and maintenance phase, when project is complete and handed over, we realize benefits. Then, the most important section, monitoring and controlling, is there in the project phase, where we track performance, manage changes, and keep the project aligned. So, in this certification course, we're going to emphasize on the project phase of the project life cycle, which starts from initiation, then planning, moving to execution, and then finally closing the project, where monitoring and controlling is happening throughout the project. And it is as per 5 PMI process groups mentioned in PMBOK guide. This PMP course is designed with 6 lessons. Lesson 1 is about business analysis. Then initiation would be covered in lesson 2, planning in lesson number 3, execution in lesson number 4, and finally closing alongside operations and maintenance will be covered in lesson number 6. And lesson 5 is about monitoring and controlling. So let's begin with it, starting with lesson number 1, in which we will be covering fundamentals and fundamentals about project management. Alright then, before diving into complex frameworks and processes, it's important to understand the building blocks. Like what exactly is the project, programs, or portfolios, and how they act together. And think of this as a learning language of the project management. So, a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. It's something that once objectives are achieved, it is formally closed. That's why it's time bound, meaning it has a definite start and a definite end. For example, constructing a new office building, developing a mobile app, or launching any market campaign. So each has a clear start, clear end, clear deliverables, and clear outcomes. Now, if we're talking about operations, then they're entirely different from projects. They're continuous, also, they're repetitive. They are like day to day routine tasks that keep the organizations running. For example, monthly payroll processing, daily customer service support. So these are all come under the operations. Then program. A program is a group of related projects that are managed in a coordinated way to achieve common benefits. The focus here is on strategic alignment, ensuring all projects within the program contribute to the organization's bigger goals. For example, companies' digital transformation program might include separate projects for upgrading IT infrastructure, developing a new e-commerce platform, and implementing a CRM system. That is what is a program. which provides the strategic alignment of the organization. Let's talk about portfolio now. What is meant by portfolio? A portfolio is something that includes multiple projects alongside programs and even operations. They are all managed together to achieve the strategic objectives of the organization. Let me take you inside a national level initiative so you can see exactly how portfolios, programs, projects, and operations connect in the real world. Imagine this: the government of our country has a strategic goal to maximize national infrastructure for economic growth and sustainability. This isn't just about building more roads or houses, it's about creating an integrated long term vision that improves housing, transportation, and energy access nationwide. Step 1 is portfolio level. To achieve this, government launches the National Infrastructure Development Portfolio. Think of this portfolio as the umbrella. It holds every major initiative linked to infrastructure, no matter the sector. That's why its goal is to improve nationwide infrastructure across transportation, housing, and energy sectors. And in this portfolio, we are breaking it down to sub portfolios. Inside this umbrella, there are three major sub portfolios: sub portfolio 1, sub portfolio 2, and sub portfolio 3. In sub portfolio 1, the strategic objective is to provide green, affordable housing in 5 major cities. Under this sub portfolio, there can be programs and even projects. So, in this sub portfolio 1, the program under this is to provide affordable housing or green affordable housing, and further categorizing into projects. Then project 1 is to design and build 500 eco-friendly homes in city A. Under this program, there are several other projects, including project 2, which is to develop a sustainable water supply system. Alongside this, there is another project, which is project 3, for creating or developing a waste management system to keep communities clean. Now, in program, we can have subsidiary programs as well. Since the program is about green affordable housing, so the subsidiary program here with us is the development of smart energy management for housing. And under this subsidiary program, there can be several projects. So, the project under this subsidiary program is to install solar systems in housing units, which can reduce electricity bills and dependence on fossil fuels. Then we can have operations. In operations, we have to maintain existing homes, we can ensure the water and wastewater systems properly, and to collect monthly rent from housings. In this portfolio, we had 3 sub portfolios. So, second sub portfolio is about transportation infrastructure, and third sub portfolio is about renewable energy systems. Now, for portfolios, there are portfolio managers. For sub portfolios, there are sub portfolio managers. So, for every sub portfolio, there would be a sub portfolio manager. Here for sub portfolio 1, for 2, and for 3. So, 3 sub portfolio managers. Under sub portfolios, there are programs, and for programs, there are program managers. Under programs, there are projects. So, for projects, there are project managers, which is the scope of this certification. Then we have operations, and for operations, there are operations managers. Let's understand how projects, programs, portfolios, and operations are all aligned within an organization's bigger picture about its vision, mission, and strategic objectives. So we have organizational project management OPM. OPM is the framework that ensures every project, program, and portfolio is aligned with the goals of organization. It tells us about the vision, mission, and strategic objectives. So, what we want to be, what's the end goal, and how we'll be achieving that vision, and what are the strategic objectives. Roles within the OPM are portfolio manager. This portfolio manager is the one who looks at the bigger picture. He makes investment decisions and tells us exactly which projects or programs needs funding. Then he prioritizes initiatives based on the strategic value. So he prioritizes certain projects. Also, he allocates resources, including budget, people, and time across projects and programs. Then we have is program manager. A program manager is the one who manages interrelated projects in a coordinated way. He ensures these projects work together to deliver common benefits and strategic alignment. Then we have project manager. Project manager is the one who focuses on individual projects. Individual projects, in a way, he balances the triple constraints of scope, schedule, and cost while ensuring the quality. So, he delivers a unique product, service, or result on time and within budget. Alongside, we have operations manager. This operations manager is the one who takes over once the project outputs are delivered. So he manages routine, repetitive tasks and processes that keep the organization running, such as maintenance, production, or service delivery. So, this organizational project management is basically a framework that aligns portfolios, programs, projects, and operations. And this framework typically aligns the vision, mission, and strategic objectives of the organization. Every successful project needs more than a great plan. It needs a governance structure that ensures control, accountability, and alignment with the organizational goals. Let's break this down step by step. What is project governance? It's a system that controls and monitors the project. This governance structure defines roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders. Number two, it defines methods and procedures for decision making. Number three, it tells us about the communication protocols plus escalation procedures. Number four, it tells us about the authorization alongside the approval of resources. Now, let's talk about the governance hierarchy. At the top, we have Board of Directors. This is the top level and executive governance body. Board of Directors decide the strategic objectives of the organization. They set the goals in a smart way. Smart means the goals the organization set are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time bound. After the board of directors set the objectives, they go for the approval of portfolios that will achieve those objectives. Under board of directors, we have portfolio management. In portfolio management, there are portfolio managers who choose and prioritize which portfolios should proceed, ensuring alignment with strategy. Down this hierarchy, we have steering committee. Now, what is steering committee? Steering committee is set for every complex program or project. Now we have someone else in this picture. Project sponsor. He is the one who chairs this steering committee. This project sponsor is also named as project champion. The role of steering committee includes approval of major scope and budget changes. It removes if there are any roadblocks or bottlenecks the project manager cannot resolve. So this is often chaired by project sponsor or project champion. He approves business case. He secures funding. He appoints project manager. He signs the project charter with the project manager and heads the steering committee. He acts as a bridge between the project and the organizational leadership. Under this hierarchy, we have Organizational Project Management, OPM. OPM is primarily a framework that integrates portfolios, programs, and projects. It uses standard templates, processes throughout the life cycle of the project from the initiation phase till the closure phase. Then, about reporting requirements, it also defines escalation procedures and it ensures the benefits realization after the project is handed over to the customer. Under organizational project management, we have Project Management Office, PMO. This PMO actually ensures compliance and provides support to the project manager. If an issue cannot be resolved at the project manager level, then it escalates to the steering committee. PMO is a centralized management structure and it is categorized as supportive PMO. Supportive PMO is the one who supports the project manager in terms of providing data, templates, and formats. Then we have Controlling Project Management Office, which enforces compliance, makes and monitors policies, and conducts audits. Then we have Directive PMO. Directive PMO is the one who has the highest authority. He appoints project managers, he allocates resources, he makes all the key decisions, including initiation or termination of the project. So, under authority level, Directive PMO has the highest authority. Then there is Controlling PMO. Then there is Supportive PMO. Let's talk about the escalation process now. If a problem arises, escalation flows from the team member and it goes to the project manager. If project manager is unable to handle that, it will go to the project management office. If not PMO, then it goes to the steering committee. And if not even steering committee, it goes to the board. So each level steps in only if the issue cannot be resolved at the level below. Before you can manage a project effectively, you need to understand the environment you're managing it in. And that starts with the organizational structure. The way an organization is structured defines authority, decision making, and how resources are shared. Let's explore the main types you will see in practice. So, there is functional organization. This organization is divided into various departments or functions. For instance, finance, HR, sales, etc. Each department is headed by a functional manager who controls resources and priorities. Being a silo based organization, there is no cross departmental collaboration. Then we have matrix organization. In matrix organization, it's a blend of functional and projectized organization. Resources are shared across projects and departments, meaning collaboration is a key. Employees report to both functional manager as well as project managers. There are actually three flavors, which is like weak matrix, strong matrix, and balanced matrix. In strong matrix, project manager has more authority than the functional manager. In weak matrix, it's exactly opposite. Functional manager has higher authority than project manager. Then there is a balanced matrix in which both have equivalent authority. Third one we have is projectized organization. It's exactly opposite to functional organization. Here teams are created specifically for each project. Project manager has full authority over the team and the budget. Teams are temporary. Once the project is done, the team disbands. Team members may not have a home after the project ends. There is very minimum or limited knowledge transfer between projects due to projectized organizations. Yes, there is a clear project focus, there can be fast decision making, but ultimately, when the job is done, everything is over. Composite organizations are a mix and match model. They combine elements of functional, projectized, and matrix structures. You might see permanent teams in some areas, temporary project teams in others. These are highly flexible and tailored to the organization's needs. So they are quite adaptable, can optimize strengths of different structures, but they can be complex to manage. The role clarity might be an issue if not well defined. Before we even start planning a project, we have to recognize that no project exists in isolation. It's always shaped by the environment it operates in and the assets inherits from the organization. In PMP terms, we call these organizational process assets, OPAs, and enterprise environmental factors, EEFs. Now, coming towards organizational process assets, these are the internal resources of the organization. It contains procedures, policies, and processes for how projects are run. It includes knowledge repositories, lessons learned, templates for project documents. And interesting fact is these OPAs are actually the inheritance of your own organization. Then we have enterprise environmental factors. Enterprise environmental factors can be internal as well as external. EEFs are actually the conditions that exist around your project but are outside your direct control. So, they can help your project succeed or even create constraints you must work on. In internal EEFs, it is actually the organizational culture, the resource availability, the existing systems and databases. The external EEFs are government regulations and industrial standards, then market conditions, and about the inflation rates, the political stability, about the social and the cultural norms.